On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, it's about the rules in CSS. You can learn how to use and write rules such as @import, @media, and @layer. Practical aspects are also included, such as how to write media queries and combine @import with @layer. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. Please make use of it. CSS rules are special instructions used to control the behavior and application conditions of style sheets. Unlike normal CSS properties, rules conditionally apply styles or import external resources. Representative rules include @media, @import, and @keyframes, among others. @import is used to import other CSS files into the current style sheet. This allows for easy reuse of external CSS files. @import must be written at the beginning of the style sheet. It should be avoided in large projects due to its impact on performance. @media uses media queries to apply styles based on specific conditions, like screen width, resolution, etc. It is frequently used in implementing responsive design. The following are common conditions frequently used in media queries. Minimum width, min width, applies styles when the width is equal to or greater than the specified value. Maximum width, max width, applies styles when the width is equal to or less than the specified value. Device orientation can be set to portrait or landscape. Styles can be applied based on resolution. In this example, a high-resolution background image is specified for high-resolution displays. Media queries can also combine multiple conditions. The and condition applies styles when all conditions are met. In this example, when the screen width is 600 px or greater and in portrait orientation, the body background color is set to light green. The OR condition applies styles when any condition is met. In this example, when the screen width is 400 px or less, or in landscape orientation, the body text color is set to gray. The NOT condition applies styles when the condition is not met. In this example, for all devices, when the screen width is not 600 px or greater, the body font size is set to 14 px. @font-face is used to define web fonts. With this rule, external fonts can be downloaded and applied to a web page. Custom fonts can be used instead of relying on standard fonts. Attention to font file size is necessary. @keyframes is used to create CSS animations. Styles can be specified at each step of an animation. It allows for detailed control of animations. It is used in conjunction with the animation property. At Supports, checks whether certain CSS features are supported by the browser and applies styles based on the result. It helps maintain compatibility between older and newer browsers. Fallbacks can be applied through feature detection. At Page is used to control styles for printing. It's useful for setting page size and margins. It is used for setting styles for print media. You can also customize the styles of specific page elements such as headers and footers. At Charset, specifies the character encoding of a CSS file. UTF-8 is mainly specified. It must be specified at the beginning of the style sheet. It is particularly used for multilingual websites. At Layer is a new add rule used to organize the precedence of style sheets in CSS, allowing multiple CSS rules to be grouped and managed by layers. This rule is particularly useful in large style sheets or projects involving multiple external style sheets to make it easier to avoid CSS conflicts. In CSS style sheets, precedence is usually determined by the cascade, but by using at layer, you can control style precedence more flexibly and explicitly. When defining styles using at layer, the syntax would be like this. For example, you can define styles in different layers like this. In this case, the reset layer, base layer, and theme layer are defined respectively, and the final H1 style is determined by the theme layer contents, resulting in color red being applied. The powerful feature of at layer is that it allows managing the priority of styles between layers. In the example above, because the theme layer is defined last, it overwrites styles defined in other layers. Additionally, at layer can be used to manage the priority cascade in external style sheets or CSS files loaded from other libraries. The order of layers is prioritized within the CSS cascade, with styles defined later taking precedence. For example, you can explicitly specify the order of layers by writing them like this. This ensures that styles are applied in the order of theme, base, and reset, even if the theme layer was defined first. By combining at import and at layer, it is also possible to manage layers in external style sheets. This allows external style sheets to be placed in different layers, managing their priority. At layer is a powerful tool in CSS style management, providing a convenient method to avoid style conflicts in large projects. It is particularly notable for managing style precedence concisely when dealing with multiple style sources. It would be good to keep the following points in mind. By separating styles by layers, you can control the cascade precedence. By using it alongside, at import, you can include external CSS files in layer management. Defining multiple layers can prevent style conflicts. This minimizes style collisions and allows efficient design even in projects requiring complex style management. When using at layer, you can consider points such as layer naming conventions, import order, and the number of layers appropriate to the scale of the project. Layer names are determined based on the structure and purpose of the project. Common examples of layer naming include the following. Base, a layer that defines basic styles such as resets and typography. Layout, a layer that defines the styles for page layout and grid systems. Components, a layer that defines the styles for reusable UI components like buttons and cards. Utilities, a layer that defines styles for utility classes, e.g., margin, padding, text center. When handling multiple CSS files, it is important to set a clear order using at import. This order ensures the intended priority is maintained. In small-scale projects, limiting the number of layers can reduce complexity. CSS at rules are powerful tools that support flexible style application and performance enhancement in web design. At media, at keyframes, and at supports, make it easy to style considering device differences and browser compatibility. Additionally, at import and at font-face, allow efficient incorporation of external resources for richer expression. Understanding and properly using these at rules enables more effective CSS coding. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. I hope this video helps improve your programming life. By subscribing to the channel, we can deliver more useful information to you.